Hello, everyone. Welcome to this spotlight interview. I'm here today with my student, Andrew, and I'm really excited for this conversation. We're going to be talking about how Andrew has gone from being a beginner at using synthesizers to having so much growth over the last few months, including performing live sets using synths, which I'm really excited to get into. So if you're tuning in live, go ahead and say hello. Let us know that you're here. It's always good to see you live. Let's kick off, Andrew, with you. Could you just introduce yourself briefly and let us know maybe what kind of music you like to make?
Hey, well, my name's Andrew. I live in Scotland, and yeah, I do the music thing sort of for fun, and I'm heavily inspired by all the sort of sci-fi 1960s, 50s, 70s, and prog rock type of using of the synths.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of era of the cool sounding noises.
Yeah.
Synths.
Love that. They're such good ones. It's such a good universe. So did you have you been, dabbling with music, playing music for a long time, or is this something that you came to more recently?
I've been dabbling with it on and off over the years. Way back at school, did trumpet, funny enough.
Ah.
But I've not played a trumpet. I don't have a trumpet anymore. And I went through all those sort of things. And about 15 years ago, I'd had guitar lessons, electric guitar lessons. But I've always liked the sort of synth because it's you sort of press it and it plays type of things. Whereas
Yeah.
an instrument, you have to play it. If you have a freeze or a panic or confusion with a guitar, it's obvious. But with the synth, it's part of the program.
That's
So
true.
yes, I've been dabbled with these sort of things before. I did an introductory synth and sound production course through one of the Scottish universities. They were offering free mini courses,
Hmm.
and then I did nothing with it. And then when I came along to your course, it all started making sense, and it
Oh,
sort of gave me a head start. But it makes sense now.
I'm happy to hear that. So I'm really curious, what was going through your mind that made you want to get deeper into the world of synths? Was there something where you just knew like, now's the time, I'm going for this? Or what was it for you?
Um, I think it was the time of the course. It just turned up when I was
Okay.
looking for something new to do, and I just moved house, and so I now actually had space for all the things with the flashing lights, which is the big difference because not having space to do. I'd done stuff just on the computer, but I wanted to get away from a computer because that was the
Sure.
day job, and the analog stuff. Yeah, it was just sort of the right timing, and
And you
decided to
just
go for it.
jumped in. I'm curious, one question that I love asking people um, is how it felt to jump in. Like, did you have any fears, any uncertainties, or were you just like, let's do this? And the reason why I want to tell you why I'm asking, because me personally, when I was learning synthesis and getting started in this world, I had so many fears. I was so overwhelmed. I was so intimidated. It was a really rocky beginning. And so I just love asking what that experience was like for other people. Um, just out of curiosity, but then also hopefully to kind of, help other people who might be feeling intimidated be like, oh, it's normal. It's normal. Okay. I felt
It
it's okay.
didn't, it didn't feel intimidating um, because it was me and at the time the computers or whatever making the sounds in my own office type of thing,
Yeah.
or my own bedroom or whatever, um, with no audience. There was nobody to impress, nobody to criticize. It was just me making these cool noises and
Yeah.
sounds and things like that. So that yeah, there was no intimidation. Oh, it was intimidating of what does each thing do, but I was in a safe place to be able to experiment and see what each thing does.
I love that. And I think that's a really good, just such a good thing to pause on and remind us all of is that we can do this purely for ourselves. It's hard to remember that sometimes, right? Like we think, oh, what are other people going to think? Will anyone like this? Will anyone care? But at the end of the day, just starting with you and doing what you like and doing it for yourself, it's such a wonderful place to begin. So I think it's great you began there.
Yeah, and because with the whole sort of experimental electronic, there is no right, there's no wrong. I listen to lots of things, and I can make noises like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you listen to a pop album or prog rock album, whatever, I can't do what Peter Gabriel does. I don't have the voice or the talent, but I can make the noises of the machines like they have in the background easily enough.
Sure. I understand what you're saying. Now, I think you could make any kind of music you wanted to make if it was something you really wanted to do. Of course, I agree that different genres of music, they have different things you need to kind of master and learn. But of course, you're more than capable. But I also get what you're saying. There's something so liberating about this kind of, experimental music that a lot of the time we're exploring in the world of modular synths, because there are no rules at all. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's about following the sound, listening, creating what we like. It's a beautiful place to be. I felt that way for sure coming from a classical background. It was like, wow, this is so freeing. Yeah, so I'm curious, if you were to fast forward or maybe rewind a few months, I guess, could you paint us a little bit of a picture just in terms of where you were musically or with synths, maybe before, let's say before you started taking learning sound and synthesis, and then a couple things that you're really proud of that you've done in the last little while?
So before I did the course, I had various MIDI equipment and things, and lots of pretty flashing lights and stuff like that on it. And I could use them and do stuff, but not do anything I was really happy with. It was trying to do sequences and tunes. So it was, I had all the, I was going to call them toys. They are toys, but instruments as well. They're serious things. I had all the stuff, but didn't know how to use it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was just an expensive indulgence. And then doing the course let me see how to use it properly, and found an audience within the community of the course, and people liked what I was doing, so I kept doing more. And being able to do an open mic session, even in a closed community, it was quite scary, but it was a unique piece I put together. So I was very proud of that. It told a musical story. Nobody knew what it was meant to sound like, so if I got it wrong, there was nothing to worry about there. And yeah, there was the fact that people like it, and put out one or two little things here and there, and I've had positive comments on things from people I respect. And to get the reaction I got from somebody who was involved in music, his reaction was like, "Wow, that's amazing! You've done well with that." It's like, wow, that's
Yeah.
I think it was just one of those moments to be told by somebody you sort of look up to with the music stuff, and
Yeah, that's
if they
wonderful.
didn't like it, they didn't need to say anything. It was one of those things. So it's
Absolutely.
So I think that was one of the most proud moments.
That's amazing.
Let's do that.
Sharing. And kudos to you for having the courage to share, because we were just talking moments ago how you started your learning journey in isolation, the way many people do, just you and your synths. And I think that's a great place to begin, because it relieves some of that pressure. But at some point you decided, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to share this stuff with other humans and put myself out there. And it was such a positive thing for you to do. So I really want to just acknowledge you for that and celebrate you for that, because that's a big deal. It's scary at any point in the journey.
Yes, I've done. I said earlier that years ago I did guitar lessons.
Yeah.
And that was my first attempt and experience of doing a live thing to the public. That the tutor got all his pupils, hired a room at a pub, bar, restaurant place, and we all did a bit, and that was terrifying. I froze, I got it all wrong, and it was it was just a very daunting experience. And then to come back and do it with the synth, as I said, the synth stuff, nobody knows what it's meant to sound like. You press the buttons, you connect the cables, it starts going. If you have a freeze and panic, it continues doing, and then you can just recover.
Yes.
So I find that the synth is a very safe thing to play.
I think also, I've been there, by the way, in terms of the performances that don't go as planned. I've definitely been there. But I think something that you're getting at, it's more than just like, oh, a synthesizer is, more forgiving in live performance. I think really what you're getting at is a mindset that you bring to the way that you interact with a synth. Because I've talked to many people who are just as scared and just as nervous when playing a synth. But what I'm hearing you say that I love is that there's this feeling of, you know, anything can happen in this performance and it's valid. And I think that that's just a beautiful thing to remember. There's no right or wrong as long as you're expressing yourself and as long as you're having fun. And it feels like you really prioritize this element of having fun in your music making, which I think
definitely. Thank you. I'm having fun. I try and do much as stuff I do in life with fun. I'm doing a PhD for fun, so it's
amazing. I love that.
Yes, expensive hobbies, since PhD.
Just a casual PhD, no big deal.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. So what you said, just in case people missed it, you once you came into the learning sound synthesis class, one of the big things you did is you did a live performance in one of our open mic events, which is amazing. That was your first time ever performing live on a synthesizer, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very first time. Yes.
Amazing. Have you done it since?
I think I've done 3 of the open mics. I really enjoy them because it's a chance to have fun with an audience who give positive feedback and suggestions, and it's that really weird thing when you've played it and then people discussing it like they're discussing something else, like they're discussing it like a real thing. It
is a real thing.
It's just something I put together. Yeah, I know, but it's still they're seeing it as a real, saying I just did something and it did it, but it becomes real when people start discussing it and asking you questions and what drives you to do it and these sort of things. So it's great. Doing the live with the Q&A is very rewarding. I find.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And I know what you mean. There's something so beautiful about realizing that there's people who are taking time and energy to listen to your music and be there with your music. I mean, it's just such an act of generosity. I don't take it lightly. And I love that you're appreciating it too. So what I'd love to ask you now is, in this process of putting yourself out there and doing these live performances, what have you learned about yourself? Like, are there maybe a couple things that you could share with people, a couple of takeaways from that process, particularly maybe for people who think, oh, I would never play live. I could never do that. I'm not good enough. That's so impossible for me. Never going to happen. Because I think there was probably a time in your life where you felt that way. So like, what have you taken away from these experiences that you can share?
I think because it's all done online, from the safety of my room, I do have that safety. I'm not going to be getting an audience throwing empty beer cans or whatever at me, like you see in the sort of the rock sort of stuff things. But so that gives you the confidence to do it. And then from there, once I start playing the piece, I'm just in the zone. I'm in the world, my little own sound world I'm created, doing the story. And if people want to drop out, it's not going to harm me. If everybody turns off, I'll be still playing my bit and I won't do this until it's finished. So there's no fear of sort of being criticized or not impressing people. I think that was the thing of just doing it. I'm doing this for myself.
Mm.
Other people like it. Great. That's two of us enjoying the piece of music instead of one. So I think that is really the
I love that. I love that mindset about it. You know, you're doing it for yourself. And obviously, it would be nice if other people enjoy it, but you're not making your whole musical world about other people liking what you're doing. You're doing it first and foremost to have fun because you want to. You're doing it for yourself. And then it's just this added bonus when other people are like, hey, that was awesome. I want to listen to that again.
yeah, that
I
is
think that's
exactly it.
I think that's so good. I love that. I love that. So speaking of your music, you recently put some stuff up online. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that? I can drop some links in the chat for anyone who want to check it
Yeah.
out if they want to.
So there's a couple of tracks I put up on SoundCloud. One of them is the piece I did for the very first open mic,
Okay.
which is just this sort of story of a laser-powered steam train going to the seaside, sounds of the seaside, and then going back on the train back again. So it was my
Cool.
first sort of a whole little story.
Love it.
And then there's another piece which was sort of while I've been doing research for my PhD, I create little patches to play in the background as just music to listen to while I'm reading and writing. So one of these pieces is called Dissolving Maplin, which is related to my PhD. So I'm writing my own soundtrack for my PhD, I guess, with these tracks.
I love that. Okay, cool.
Procrastination to the extreme.
That seems pretty nice though. I just put the links to your SoundCloud in the comments for everyone. Okay, so if you're curious, if you want to listen to some of Andrew's music, the links are there for you to check that out. And while you're there, you might as well subscribe because there will be more coming, I assume, and then you'll be able to hear that when it comes out. Great. Okay, so this sounds like a good moment. What I'm going to do is pause here and put a little link up on the screen. There's two things I want to tell people about. One of them is a workshop that I'm running later today. If you're watching this live, I'm running a free workshop later this afternoon, and I'm also running it 2 times tomorrow on Thursday. And it's an introduction to modular synthesis workshop. It's going to be really fun. I'm hosting it live on Zoom. I'll walk you through the first few things to focus on to get started with synths if you're a complete beginner, or to get deeper into your synthesis practice if you are not a complete beginner, but you're kind of looking, to get deeper into things. We'll do a live Q&A at the end, and I'll also share a little bit of information about my class Learning Sound and Synthesis, which is what Andrew is enrolled in. Speaking of that, I'm going to put this link up here, soundandsynthesis.com. You can go here and get your name on to the priority list. And let me just tell you, if you're excited about joining Learning Sound and Synthesis, if you've been waiting for the last 6 months, your wait is almost over, okay? Because enrollment is actually opening up on Friday in 2 days. So I'm really excited to welcome the new cohort in. This is my signature class where I teach you literally everything there is to know about making music with modular synths, or any synth, actually. It doesn't have to be a modular synth, any synth that you want to use. We get through the history of synthesis. We talk about live performance, sound design. We have an amazing community. Andrew's part of it, where you can share your music. We do open mic live events, all kinds of really fun things like that. It's a blast. I would love to have you in it. Send me a DM if you have any questions before enrolling. So Andrew, I always like to wrap up by passing back over to my guest. And I just want to know if there's anything else you want to say. And maybe one way to frame this question is, if you could think back to yourself, Andrew, 6 months ago or a year ago, what words of encouragement or what advice would you give yourself in terms of your creative life?
I think the biggest one is there's nothing to be afraid of. It's if you do it, somebody likes it, somebody doesn't like it. Getting somebody liking it, that's the great thing. Somebody else is enjoying the pleasure of it. It's don't be afraid of it. I think it's have fun. It's
so good. It's so important. Don't be afraid. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but it's helpful to hear. And have fun. I think that that's honestly, that's my number one thing I come back to every single day is how can I make this moment fun? You know, what can I do today to bring a little bit more joy into what I'm doing? How can I just remember that it gets to be fun, right? Making music, we sometimes forget, especially if we do it, professionally, we can sometimes forget, oh, this gets to be fun. So I think that's a great reminder.
It's great fun to just play and
I love it. Is there anything else? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is there anything else that you want to share, talk about, shout out, let people know about, anything at all on your mind before we wrap up?
So the next thing I'm trying to do with this music is that I want to release an EP of stuff to just go there. But also I do short film. I write short films and we'll get them made. So I'm trying to get the modular music in to soundtrack my short films.
Beautiful.
But that is, that's not so straightforward. It's like having a client. That's when it doesn't start getting me so much fun, because when I'm just creating something, but it doesn't have to fit something, but having to fit it in with the films. But that's what my goal is for the next part with this music making.
I love that. And you're so capable of doing that. I'm excited to hear how it all goes. So for your EP, when you have that, will you share it on SoundCloud or on Bandcamp, just so people know?
Probably Bandcamp would be the step for doing it. It's a learning process of how to sell music.
We've got some resources we can help you with. Don't worry there. Okay, well, I don't think you have a Bandcamp yet, right?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. So that's okay. What I'm going to do, just so everyone can see it one more time, 1 second, bear with me here. I'm going to put this link up, which is your SoundCloud link, soundcloud.com/Andrew D. Sage. You can go check that out. I assume maybe your Bandcamp will use a similar name. Maybe not. Keep us posted. That's okay. But yeah, go subscribe and follow. Andrew, thank you so much for this interview. I think that today we touched on some of the most important things that there are when it comes to learning anything new, not just synthesizers, but anything new, which is like, do it for yourself. Enjoy it. Have fun. And, don't be afraid, or be afraid, but do it anyway, because ultimately it's probably going to work out.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to have us chat, and for the course in the first place, because it's an amazing community and course, and it all makes sense and it keeps growing. Every time I go back, there's new bits added, and it's definitely a great fun thing to do. And thank you very much.
You're so welcome. All right, folks, we'll end here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you later today and tomorrow at my free workshop. If you have any questions about how to access that, send me a DM on whatever platform you're on, and we will get you all the details you need. Thank you, Andrew. Take care, and bye for now, everyone. Talk to you soon.